I didn't ask Churchy. Churchy, what are you drinking?
I'm currently drinking a nice hazelnut latte because I've not got any booze.
See, this is what happens when we don't have our podcast in the studio. The guy wastes away. He's gonna be drinking
True.
lattes and teas.
Oh, hazelnut.
Ugh.
More than nuts, that's the worst.
I don't know. I don't mind it.
Oh. Oh, Harrison,
Those
you're in
are
for a treat. Yeah, ideally this podcast eventually just becomes Churchy doing his accents, but until then,
You know, if he gets good enough, he can probably do the whole podcast just throwing between different accents.
definitely he could play all. He could
Do
play
you know what
three
I'll do?
different characters.
I'll just get really, really good at imitating you guys, and then I'll pretend that I'm you.
Wow, guys, I'm Fox. La di da. Damn, dude, that was really good. That was like spot on.
That was pretty good.
Even came through my mic. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. That's how good I am. I'm a ventriloquist.
Damn. Yeah, I felt that. Felt the hand.
I was about to ask, but you answered my question. Thank you.
Asked.
You
Is that what you
shoot
said?
like a puppet.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well. Welcome to our live episode, friends. Throughout the episode, we will probably reference you guys and things that you've said in the Discord, but we'll have to say it in a way that people who aren't here understand. So if you're like, why are they calling me Rory from Discord or Discord user Rory? That's why, for example.
Yes.
But-
So this also being a live episode, it will be recorded as per usual. So we are Hobby Homies, your weekly war game and board game podcast. I'm Shane, as always. I'm joined by my co-host Fox
What's up?
and the man behind the magic, Churchy.
Yep, that's me. And I will also throw in a quick note here. If you guys have to turn them up, it's just because we're recording at a fairly quiet level because it makes post easier. So
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the sound guy talking. So not our decision, it's his.
If you've got a problem with it, send him a vicious email.
Oh yeah. This week,
Churchy. Okay, now you go.
send all hate mail to me.
fucking hell, guys! If I wasn't here, this would just be a freak show.
And you keep us under control, man.
I try. I'm only a man.
minutes.
I'm only a man. This week is episode number 20. Yes, I checked, and we're taking you to the hobby corner. So, welcome. Pull up a pew, grab a beer, and this week we're talking about basing.
Yes.
Is that it? What you got to say about basing?
All right, that's it. Good podcast.
That's all I had in my notes, I'm afraid. Just says, agree with Shane. He knows to base.
Oh fuck. Okay. Let me
Yeah,
take my
yeah.
notes out.
But we are. We're going to talk about basing. So for those of you who don't know what we're talking about when we say that, usually when you paint up models for a war game, it's not just painting the models. As much as I would love that, they come on a round or square base. Basically, they're probably any shape, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
oval?
you need to create a little scene, a little diorama, a little theme of what they're standing on.
Yeah, it adds flavor to your miniatures. It also ties a whole army together. You know, if you've just painted up like a whole bunch of Space Marines and you put them all on the same base, it just makes everything look good and looks like they're all part of the same unit. So yeah, like we're going to cover things like beginner, medium, and advanced basing, and the thing, our techniques, what we like to do. And
Yeah.
and
And as always, it'll just be, again, this is all our opinion. This is stuff that we've tried, our little techniques and tips and things like that. Not necessarily, these aren't hard truths. We might say, this glue is the absolute best glue. Again, this is just our experience between us, which is a decent amount, I think. We've based a few things.
Yeah, we've been around the traps for a little while now, and both tried out all kinds of different basing. Like I've made cobblestones with green stuff, and You know, my usual go to is a mixture of sand and other grits. But yeah, like, what's your usual rotation on the bases?
So, great question. I've kind of dabbled in a little bit of everything. I would say my basing is more of a not a basic type, more of a medium difficulty kind of basing, I suppose. Although it feels so easy, as most basic does.
Yeah.
So my go-to is usually slap the PVA glue down on about 20 bases and usually submerge the bases in like a pre-made sand or grit.
Yep.
And then I will spray it and dry brush it and then add some stuff on top, whether it be like some moss or some snow, whatever.
Nice.
But maybe we can explain the difference and how we categorize like basic, medium, and advanced basing.
Yeah. All right. No worries. What's your take on a beginner base? What do you reckon would be classified as beginner?
Well, I would call beginner anything that's basically a 1 or 2 step process. So a lot of companies make what's called crackle paint, which is basically a paint that you can apply to the base or anything, but usually looks better on bases. You apply one thick coat, you leave it there, it dries, and as it dries, the paint all pulls away from itself and creates like a cracked earth kind of look.
Yeah, like
You
a
can-
dry riverbed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it comes in different colors, and that in itself looks sweet. So some people just slap a coat of that down, and boom, that base is done.
Yeah.
Another thing they do is they could get a texture paint, which is another paint that you put down that has a grit in it. So when it dries, it has like a kind of a texture.
Yeah.
To it.
One quick thing here: when you're using these paints, don't use your good brushes. Use a beat up old brush, or use like I've got a thing that I bought from GW, which looks like a miniature tongue depressor, but they call it a texture applicator or something. But it's So
Their hobby
don't
name.
yeah, don't use your good brushes. Just use the old shit or like a toothpick or like a what's another thing I use? A skewer, like a wooden skewer.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a ton of different. Some people use like. I was watching a guy in preparation for this, and he was using what do you call it? A flathead screwdriver.
Oh, fair income.
Yeah, legit. I don't know if that's just because
Fucking
that's
hell.
what he had next to the. Yeah, I'm not sure, but
Yeah. Harrison's just chimed in with paddle pop stick, which again
Oh,
would be
perfect.
perfect. You could even like cut it to size as well if you wanted something smaller to get between the feet of your model.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's a
nice
good
and easy.
idea.
You just throw it away too. Like it's not not another thing to clean up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. But yeah, so a basic base would just be anything like that that's got 1 or 2 steps. Like maybe you glue a few big rocks down and then you add a texture paint for the rest, and
Yeah.
that's what I would classify as basic.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I would go medium would be a similar thing, but maybe you've gone to a little bit of effort adding stuff afterwards. And you've done some dry brushing, like you've changed the color. You know, what you put on the base isn't the color that it was originally. So if you've glued down some grit, then primed it and dry brushed it to change the color, and then added some stuff on top, be it snow or whatever,
Yeah.
leaves or
Grass
whatever.
tufts. Yep.
Yeah, grass tufts. I would count that as medium.
Yep.
That's more of a 3 to 4 step process, I guess.
Yeah.
And then advanced is anything on top of that where you've like custom built stuff or you've cut cork instead of just grabbing a rock off the ground outside. You've cut a piece of cork to look like a specific rock or a piece of concrete or anything like that. That's my little
Yeah.
categorizing system.
What do you feel pre-made bases fall under? Like you can either get them from Games Workshop, or a lot of companies produce resin ones.
Yeah,
So
I've actually got some. Yeah.
you reckon they're
Um,
an easy beginner level, because all you do have to do is paint them really, and they look like awesome when they're done.
yeah. That's a great question. Great question.
You there, dude? I've lost you, I think.
Yeah, I've lost him as well.
Ah,
I thought it was my
Discord.
internet cutting out.
I thought it was mine. You're still not there. Well, I've used a few of the pre-made bases before, like for my F's in chat, boys.
F in the
I've used pre-made bases for my Tau kill team, actually, like just the Sector Mechanicus ones from Games Workshop, and they're painted like awesome. Which is it's just like lead belcher, a wash, and they just look sick when they're done. We should get him back in the
We should.
back in the chat.
Hopefully we'll be able to.
Is he aware? He hasn't done anything.
Yeah, no, he hasn't. His thing's still there. Shoot him a message on Facey.
Yeah, true. Bloody hell.
Also, meantime, see if you can remember what was the because I remember when we based some of my. Oh, he's on his way back.
Okay.
I remember when we based when I had the Skitari and we based him with the we put like a few rocks and I can't remember what the stuff we used was around the rocks. But
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that like crust
The
sort of yeah.
Yeah, the red iron crust paint.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Are you back yet, Foxy, or what?
We're trying to
Nope.
kill some time. We're trying to
He's typing. This hasn't happened before.
You're all witnessing history here, guys.
It's your
Oh.
boy.
Oh, here he is. What happened, dude?
Oh man, the adventure and the journey that I just went on in the last 1 minute and a half,
Is that how long it was?
unrivaled. But that's
Please
a
fill
story
us
for
in.
another day.
Oh, okay. You make us
Next
wait.
episode.
Next episode. That's next episode, guys, for sure.
All right.
So,
So, before you left, we were talking about pre-made bases, resin bases.
yes.
How
Yeah,
was
so
Isengard, dude?
he's taking the hobbits to Isengard. Yo, I watched that.
God.
I watched that remix yesterday. By the way, guys, someone just posted in our Discord taking the hobbits to Isengard. So that's why we went on that tangent. There's
Yep.
some context. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a tricky one because it all depends on how much effort they go to on the resin base. Like, yeah, if they just dry brush it, it's probably basic level. But if they edge highlight it after dry brushing, or paint some slime,
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
or
true. I
paint
suppose
some
then you
metal
can start
grates.
putting like liquid water texture on there and stuff.
Totally. So yeah, that I would put in its own category because like it just depends on how much time that you slap
True.
into it.
True.
They're easy, right? They're super easy because all the hard work's done for you. The problem I've found with pre-made bases is it's very expensive by the time you buy it for an entire army.
Yeah.
Because I bought 10 and 20, and I thought this is a great price. 20 bases done, don't have to think about it, just prime them and whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh no, this is like a tenth of what I need.
Yeah, that was
My
for your
army.
Skaven though, dude, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah. I think the average I see on eBay, because I just browse from time to time, it's generally about $2 a base. You reckon? Like for a standard sort of infantry size base, like they're about about $10 for a pack of 5 of them.
I guess so. But I mean, how much do you think it would cost you to make a base like we do, where it's just with grit?
Oh no! Oh, nothing. Like
Yeah.
you couldn't even calculate. Like I've got sand that I use a lot in my basing procedure, and I reckon that sand will last me like until I'm dead, and then probably if my kids follow the hobby, probably for their entire life as well.
Totally.
Because I've just got like metric tons of it.
I think I tried to offload some on me once, and
I
I felt
tried.
like you were peddling dirt. I was like, no, dude, I know you want to get rid of it. It has no value. I don't want this for free. That's not a deal. It's outside.
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah,
What I'm curious. So I've really got 2 methods with mine, and it's the old. I should have snagged some photos. They're right next to me, but I don't want to get out of my little TP of a sound booth. But one method is so I put the PVA glue down. That's a go-to for me. I'll apply that with like an old brush I've got, which actually is no longer a brush because the end of it has become so solid from dried PVA.
Ah, yes.
It's basically a shovel.
Yeah,
And-
it could be considered a weapon in some states. Is that sharp? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be blunt force trauma, but yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
That's it.
So I'll usually just slap some PVA on like 20 bases. The downside of PVA is it takes so long to dry, but the plus side is it
Yeah.
takes so long to dry. So you've got a lot of working room.
That's true. That's true. You
So-
sort of have to like start, and then if you're going to work through 10 of them, you're still going to have to come back the next day. But
Yeah, exactly.
you're right. Like it gives you heaps of time to move stuff around and position like
Yep.
things where you want them to be.
So like I will do 20 or 30 of them, and I'll just be able to usually submerge them, which means basically I'll dig a little hole in my little sand pit,
Just bury it.
bury it, push
Yep.
down on top of it so it really sticks, and then
Oh,
pull
yeah.
it back out and sort of pat the back of it so the loose stuff comes off.
Yep.
And I'll just do that 30 times. And then I'll go back and look at them and see how they look as a whole. And I might like move some bigger rocks around or slot some in.
Yeah.
And then I'll just leave them. I'll be like, all right, come back tomorrow when it's all dry. And sometimes I prime it later that same day.
Ooh.
And I don't know if that's a good idea, but I do it
Nah,
anyways.
you got to wait for that PVA to dry, dude.
Okay,
Otherwise, it can like flake off.
interesting.
Yeah. Well, that's what I've had happen. I don't know, but I guess if it's working fine for you, dude, just keep doing it.
Yeah, but I don't want to recommend it to people if I go back and try and take a photo of one of these and it just explodes in a cloud of dust. Wait for the PVA to dry.
Yeah.
Don't do what Fox does.
That's a motto right there. We live our life by.
So yeah, that's one of my go-tos, and then I'll dry brush that different colors. So this is the beautiful thing about basing is it allows you to complement the piece that you've done. So for example, if you've got quite a bright or a model that sort of pops, it's like got a lot of high contrast or it's a bright colored model,
Yeah.
you can make a really muted tone, use like grays and darker, duller colors,
Yep.
and it will really make that stand out.
And the vice versa works as well. If you've got a really dark model with
Yeah.
a lot of like blacks and greys, a bright base, it's the contrast which just because otherwise, your dark model and your dark base, it all sort of blends together, and you don't really know what to look at. Where when one thing stands out against another, that your eye is instantly drawn to it. So
Truth.
yeah,
Yeah. And I did some Space Wolves, but the actual Space Wolf dudes were quite muted because I used like really dull. I used grays instead of blues.
Yeah.
And so I was like, how can I make these things look more colorful than they are? So I did like very muted bases, so like black and grays.
yeah,
And it worked in making like the kind of bluish tinge to the gray pop out more because the bases were so dull. So in contrast to the bases, the actual models were quite bright. Does that make sense?
yep.
So yeah, they're great. And that's why we think basing is worth an episode, because like the amount of time you spend on a base adds so much more value than any part of the model.
Yeah, it really does. You don't have to spend that long either. Like, there's a few little tricks out there that you can just pump them out.
Yeah.
And I really recommend basing models because it just takes them to that next level.
It definitely does. It
Yeah.
makes them look complete. And how many tournaments have we been to where we pick up things and we go, dude, that's a sick base. And the guy's
Yeah.
like, man, remember that guy at the last tournament we went to? He's like, man, so many people tell me that. I spent 6 hours on each of these dudes. And people keep telling me my 10-minute bases look sick.
Yeah. It was at the Werribee tournament with the Gene Stealer Colts.
That was the Gene Stiller guy. Yeah. I was like, damn, I feel bad, but the bases were sick. And
yeah.
his were, I would say they were like maybe beginner to medium level bases.
Yeah,
I
they were
think they
just like a irradiated sand sort of like color, like
Yeah.
like a yellowy, nothing.
But what made them look so cool is that yellow contrasted so well with the colors that he'd chosen.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And so it was like, yeah, it looked sick.
See, I struggle when I come to basing. I I've just got like one like set. I don't even know how you explain. Like one kind of thing that should I just do, and it's just grey. Like I just do grey, like rubbly, ruined kind of. Like that's it. I've experimented with like other colors, but I'm in my comfort zone, man. I like what I do, and it's hard to break out. And some miniatures, I think, oh, this would look so much better if I had have done a lighter base, you know.
Yeah.
But for me, like my Blood Angels, the red contrasts against the grey, so I get
Yeah.
away with it.
Definitely, dude. Those bases look sick.
Thanks,
And
man.
I guess that's the thing. Like most of your stuff is pretty colorful, except for your Necrons, which are grey.
Yeah.
But you threw them, like a couple of them. I feel like you put some green on the base. Actually,
Maybe.
a lot of those were quite grey.
Yeah, most of them are quite grey. I did
Yeah.
some with like crystals, but they were like a purpley color.
True.
But
that's a good contrast.
yeah, but the models themselves have a lot of green and purple in them, so I don't know.
Yeah.
They're alright, I reckon.
I think the biggest barrier for me with basing originally, like I would paint. I think the first time I did a base was probably 2 years after I'd started painting models.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I've done all this work on a model. Why would I want to do more work? The paint job is finished.
Yeah.
But after I did my first base, you don't go back. And it's one of
Nah,
those
man.
things that it seems so much more intimidating in your head, but it really is just super easy. It really is.
I can't not do the bases. Like the base is one of the first things that I do on the model.
Ooh.
I build them and base them all together, and then I'll either have the models like pinned or glued to the base, or I'll do the base like almost to its entirety, and then pin and glue the model on, and then finish it off with like tufts or like other sort of things. But yeah, man, like I just can't not do the base on a model.
Yeah.
Don't know. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Look, I got a question. What if there's people listening to this episode, or they're in the old Discord now, listening live,
Yeah.
and they either haven't based in a long time, or they want to know like how to take their bases to the next level? What would you recommend for someone starting out? They've never done a base, or the last base they did was crappy and they hated it. Where's like a good place to start? Do a base quickly, something that's easy but gets good results. What do you recommend?
Well, what I recommend for a nice, quick, easy, good-looking base would be for a quickie. Go to Bunnings, buy a pack of cork tiles. So they're generally about 6 mil thick, I think, off the top of my head. You'll get 5 of them in a pack for about $10, and they're pretty big. Like they'll go a long way. When you split them up, they have a really good like rock-like texture, or you can use them to build up height on a base. But I'd get a pack of them, split them up, pull them apart, glue them to a base. You can use super glue, and then glue sand, and then PVA glue, and dip it in sand. Sprinkle sand over it. Use a couple of different grain, like sizes of grain. Like I use some really fine stuff and some real coarse stuff. Mix it all together. Glue that on, and when it's done, prime it, dry brush it, wash it, and yeah, it'll look sweet. And then you can even add a couple of grass tufts as well. And
So,
like if you don't count drying time, it'll probably take you the whole of like maybe 10 minutes.
Is
per
that
base?
Per base? Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. Foggy just in the chat now. He's posted up a picture of the tile there. That's
sick.
pretty much the same stuff. You just because the cork is just little pieces of wood that are all stuck together. When you break it apart, it's got that really rough looking edge. You do need to like work it a little bit sometimes, but generally, pretty good.
I remember when I did my first proper bases, it was because I saw you slapping some cork on a model. I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah.
What on earth? He's looking for stuff to buy at Bunnings.
Any excuse to go to Bunnings, dude.
Yeah. And then I saw you like prime him and start dry brushing. I was like, okay then. I see you. And then I was like, oh, Shane, can I snag some of that?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's what you said.
yeah, like that's how a lot of my Blood Angels are based, with that sort of process. I've changed it up completely now from that, but that's just a really nice, easy, and especially cheap way to get into it, because, like, you buy your pack of cork, which again will last forever, for about $10. PVA glue, super glue, generally you can get that for a couple of dollars each, and sand, it's free. Like, you can buy it from, I think, Bunnings as well, or like pet shops for like aquarium sand, or you can get it from the beach or other places. But if you're gonna, this is one thing I recommend for people who are grabbing their basing materials from the garden or wherever. 100% do it, because you can get some really great stuff. You can even like use natural dirt, and that has a good look as well. But you gotta cook it in the oven, especially the sand.
Interesting.
Cook it in the oven, bake it in the oven, right? I don't know what, I mean, I just put it on low for like a couple of hours, but if you don't, shit will start growing in there, and it will go moldy, and it will go bad.
You telling me my man's here throws sand in the oven?
Dude's got to, man. Just don't tell the missus what bacon tray you use, and make sure you clean it up real good, and just cook it in the oven, man.
I don't even want it. Hey, she's like, something smells good. What are you cooking? I'd be like, oh, it's sand.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to explain that to her.
Just do it when she's not home.
Okay.
Yeah. And then air out the joint when you're done. Yeah. Yeah. So you got to cook it. Otherwise, it'll go bad. Especially with dirt as well. Like, you'll get little mushrooms growing on your base, unless you're into that kind of thing.
An organic base. That's a whole world I need to get around.
Yeah, dude. But like, you can get so much good stuff from the garden, or from like the park or whatever, like sticks and twigs and little rocks and all that sort of stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I collected at work once I found just like, I don't know what was, I think I must have been going through a bit of a basing phase. Anyway, I walked past a stick and I was like, now that's a basing stick. I got to take that home.
Yeah.
So I stole a stick from work, I guess.
Rough.
And I used it on like a bunch of Tyranid bases. Because because at work it was just a mere stick, a twig. But on my base, it was a fallen tree in an ancient forest. So
That's right.
You're welcome, stick. I gave you a history.
That stick was probably just happy chilling where he was chilling.
Yeah. Well, now he's chilling on 10 Tyranid bases. So
True.
Bless the stick.
Do you paint the stick, or do you just leave it as natural color?
Left it. Totally left it.
Oh, yeah.
Foggy in the Discord just said that was my stick, which is entirely possible because we work at the same place. So can you not report me to the powers that be for stick theft? That would be great. Appreciate you.
That is, dude, that's company equipment right there.
Yeah, exactly. I stole a stick on company time too.
Oh, rough.
Which I endorse, That's the beauty about basing. Unlike the rest of your model where you have to go to a store and purchase your things, a base is a really good opportunity to like get creative. Yeah, I mean, we're telling you to go buy cork. I don't know where you can find cork in the wild. I don't know how many cork trees are around, but you can have a little look around. In fact, one of the boys in our 40K League chat posted a picture of a base he did, and it had small leaves on it. And leaves are notoriously hard to do on bases because, like, you have to buy them. No leaves come that small, and usually they're expensive.
I have something to interject here.
Yep.
Tea bags.
I mean, I fail to see what that has to do with basing, but
crack one open, dude.
Okay.
And the tea leaves in there can be used as like leaf scatter, or like forest floor like coverage.
This is blowing my mind, to be honest.
Yeah, man. I told you, everything you need to do to base is at home.
Huh.
Yeah. But like there are companies that make like leaf scaled leaves, and you can buy like leaf cutters off eBay, and Green Stuff World particularly. They make a few different ones where you can like clip out little other leaves from big leaves. which I've never used one, but they look pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Is that like those little hole punch things that have
Yeah.
like love heart shapes and stuff, but for
Yeah,
leaves?
yeah, exactly, dude. And they sell different ones. Like you can get like oak leaves and like all other kinds. I just bought some leaves from AK, and they're like dead maple leaves. So they're like kind
Interesting.
of like all like erect and that, but they were sort of hard to use on the models I was using them on.
Leaves would be sick. I reckon the leaves could really turn up a base.
Oh, dude! Like imagine like a puddle with like a leaf floating on the water.
Whew.
It's just like next level shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Or even just like, I mean, leaves in anything.
Yeah.
Like when a leaf's not around, you know? I'll be
Man.
throwing leaves in lava.
Okay.
Well, he used small basil leaves
Oh
from
yeah.
like the actual herb.
Yeah. Yep.
And that looked sick. So
I've heard mixed, like people using mixed herbs as well as another good thing.
there you go for some
Yeah.
organic life.
Oh,
'Cause they're
all
usually,
about organic.
roasted or something.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they're going to be growing any mushrooms. I
Nah.
don't think they grow into bigger trees.
Oh no, I hope not.
But yeah, I mean, you could do a really sick, pretty advanced base with you slap some PVA, some sand down, bit of a twig or a rock, some basil or tea leaves for some, light forest coverage.
Yeah.
And then turn it up if you want to buy some actual products and throw some grass tufts on there. Or
Yep.
you, like you said, you can get what's called still water or just what's it called? Is there a name for the water?
Oh, I think just the generic name is just like a water texture.
Yeah. So you can get a
Yeah.
water texture to make a small puddle or just, I mean, heck, you can get, we saw the other day, I don't know what you call, almost like a glitter, like a little glassy kind of texture to put over snow.
Oh yeah, it's like the fresh powder, like as
Yeah.
like if it's just snowed.
Yeah. And it's got that
Yeah.
twinkle to it to
Yeah.
like scatter these like microscopic sparkles. It's just crazy some of the stuff they got. Maybe we'll talk
Yeah.
about some of the products that we saw the other day at AK and
Oh yeah,
like that.
dude. We were at Guff just the other day, and they got a whole range of the AK stuff in, and he's always had the like Vallejo range, and yeah, so well, he had a lot of Crackle stuff, which had sort of this new stock for him, a basing medium, or a basing render, which is what I use on all my bases. I use that to build, like I use cork to build the height up, and then you slap the render on. It's basically like a texture paint, but it's got no color to it.
It's almost like
Yeah.
a plaster looking kind of texture. I mean, it's render, so I guess it looks like render.
Yeah, well, it's
I'm
basically like it's like a grit in a medium, which is like a glue. I think it's just PVA glue all mixed together. To be honest, I haven't tried to replicate it, though I do want to.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you just slap it on, you give it a couple of hours to dry, and then once it's dried, it's like solid. But yeah, they got that. They got all the different water effects. They got a puddle, a little puddle one, which like looks awesome. And I'm actually really tempted to use because the general resin they use as for a liquid water texture, it's always clear. So how often do you see clear puddles and clear water? It's always got a bit of a brown or a bit of a green sort of color to it. So
murky.
yeah,
murkiness.
murky. So what you need to do normally is mix in a paint or an ink. But this one comes all done, ready to go for you. You just basically squirt that sucker onto your base and you're laughing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, all this stuff we saw at Guff Werribee, which is like a hobby store. It's like our go-to.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my local.
Yeah.
Although
Well,
it's about the same distance for you, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it's a little halfway point. It's
Yeah.
half an hour between both of us, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they have the most like Games Workshop stock. In fact, I think they've just got the most stock of almost every range
Yeah.
for what we're after.
Oh yeah, and it's always growing too. Like, I remember going there just a couple of years ago, and it was very, very limited. They just picked up the Games Workshop range, I don't
Yeah,
even remember how many tables they had up the back, but since then, like it's just grown phenomenally, and the scene, especially around the area, has just picked up so much.
yeah, yeah. The first non-GW Games Workshop 40K tournament we went to was at that guff.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
that's right.
um,
Harrison's just asked a really good one. A Mod Podge that I've seen them use Mod Podge on a lot of the YouTube basing tutorials for almost everything. Like they'll use it as like a glue for gluing down texture. One awesome thing they do with it, because it can dry clear, they'll put it on the liquid or the water texture, and they'll blow their airbrush on it to create like little ripples, and it makes the water look like it's like flowing or like rippling.
explain Mod Podge to me because that sounds like a whole lot of hodgepodge.
it it's basically it looks like PVA glue. It's just like a white like liquid glue.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it
I think it's a pommy thing. I don't know.
right? I mean, isn't
But
it at all?
yeah, true. But yeah, it's just like it looks like PVA. Yeah, it just
W-
you'll slap it on, you'll brush it around, and then use an airbrush to spray little ripples in it.
Wow.
And yeah,
Then it dries clear.
yeah, never used it myself, but I'm playing around with water texture more now, and I think that'll be the next thing I do.
Yeah, that's so cool, man. Even just talking about all this kind of stuff is making me want to like slap on some bases now.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
that's the cool thing. Like if I don't have all my, I know I just said this just a moment ago, but I'm like, I don't have to think too much. Let me start again.
Speak
when
English, dude.
when I got a model, and I need to think like about the entire paint scheme for the entire army, how it's going to look, what method I'm going to use. You know, you can't just jump in and start painting because who knows what you end up with.
Yeah,
Whereas with a base, I can kind of just like grab one base out and start arranging stuff, raid the pantry, raid the garden, look at some paints I've got, some textures that I've got, and just kind of like start slapping things together. And if I fail miserably, I scrape it off the base and I haven't wasted anything, you know?
yeah,
And if I've wasted time, it's like barely any time.
yeah,
So I could just start, like now I feel like basing, I can just go raid some stuff and play around with some stuff. That's the
yeah,
cool,
dude.
that's what I like about basing, I guess.
Yeah, I sometimes if I want a hobby, but I don't really want to like knuckle down on a certain particular project, I'll just slap some bases together. And like I did like half a dozen of them the other day when I was playing around with some like potential YouTube stuff, and they're just 25 mil bases, but they're all pretty similar. Like you get away with using them as like the one unit or the one army. Um,
Cool.
but yeah, and it's just practice as well. And like you get that many bases. Like I've got, oh man, I don't even know how many spare ones I've got now.
Yeah, I don't know where they
Uh,
come from, dude.
Man, they just replicate, like they reproduce or something. Because you
Yeah.
start with 2 and then you've got 20.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And you know what? I swear I keep opening them, and if I get 10 models, I get 10 bases. So I really don't know
Yeah.
where these spare ones are coming from.
Oh man, no, I got no idea.
Maybe like once or twice I've opened a box and it's come with a spare base. I'm like, well, that's handy.
Yeah,
But I've got a base box.
yeah,
It's like a tackle box that has just all different bases.
yeah,
I'm
man.
like, what? Where?
I got I got some old models, like they were old fantasy models. They were just about to get sent back to G Dubs, and at the time Pat was the manager, and he goes, "Here, just have these." They were the Pterodon Riders from the Seraphon or the Lizard Men,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they had like square bases in them still, right? Because they're an old box,
Yeah.
and round ones. So at some point, I guess someone's job in the warehouse was just go around, open up every box, and throw 3 round bases in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I've still got the square ones. They're not they're any good to me, but like you could practice on them. You could
Yeah.
make a little
Yeah.
display piece or something. So
I'm interested to know if I know it's not for a while away, but when the old world comes out, if they'll use square bases.
I can't see him doing that because, well, I mean, maybe there
Yeah.
might be rules for both because like people will be spewing because they may have rebased all their old fantasy models for Sigma.
Yeah.
Right,
That's true. That's true.
And yeah, so
And then do the switch back. Yeah.
oh yeah, you'd be pretty dirty, wouldn't you? I would
Yeah.
be.
I would. Hey, test dummies here. Hey, test dummy.
Hey, test dummy, better
Join
late than
the-
never.
Yeah, we appreciate you. There's a couple of questions that we've slid past that have come up in the Discord. I'll just quickly hit those. First of all, Harrison, you said, I think Hodgepodge is mainly used as a protective clear coat. Mod Podge, sorry. Thanks. That actually helps me get an idea of like what it looks like because Shane was doing a terrible. No, I'm just kidding, dude.
Jesus. Okay.
So it's like a PVA. I'm imagining like a hot glue gun kind of texture, but a little
God,
bit
no.
more. Okay, never mind. Anyways,
you couldn't be more wrong.
okay, Harrison, you did a terrible job. Foggy said, "Do they do click and collect transfers to Geelong in reference to Werribee Guff? If you need anything, Foggy, I'm at Werribee Guff constantly, so I'll be your click and collect. I'll grab it from Werribee and I'll bring it to work, or you can get it delivered. I think their delivery is like free shipping over X amount. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're doing heaps of stuff, and you can like ring them too. The bloke there, Jim, he will help anybody with anything.
Yeah.
Like he's that good.
because Guff is all three Guffs, Werribee, Geelong, Ballarat, all owned
There's
by
4
Jim.
Guffs, I think. There's even one in Bendigo.
Bendigo, sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
true.
He's like, I think he's one of the owners.
Yeah,
Maybe there's 4 people in on it. I don't know the workings like that, but he definitely is one of the owners of the franchise or the company.
I know he was super chill about like when COVID was in the height of it. He was driving stuff out to Geelong, so
Yeah.
yeah, there is a click and collect option there probably, but I can sort that out for you anyways, Foggy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what we saw a few products there, which was cool because that was a new AK. AK Interactive is a brand, by the way. So if you hear us talk about AK stuff, it's just a brand.
Yeah.
It has no affiliation to a gun, although I think the logo is a gun.
It is a gun. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. So we saw Crackle. Their Crackle looks very good.
Yeah.
They had different tones as well. They had like dark Crackle and all that kind of stuff. They have a bunch of. They even had some grass tufts. Although there was another brand.
They used to have a lot more, but they haven't had a big restock in that for a little while.
Yeah.
I think, I'm not sure what happened. But they used to have heaps of grass. Like I've got a lot of their grass tufts.
AK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I should also make it clear we're not sponsored by Guff Werribee. We actually just genuinely love it.
Yeah. No sponsorship needed. It's just such an awesome place. Yeah.
And even like their stock, despite not being able to get a lot of stuff in recently, is phenomenal. And even when I was talking to Foggy, one of our Discord listeners, today, he was mentioning about some stuff he wanted to pick up that he'd seen on eBay. And of most of the stuff, I was like, oh, Guff has that. Hey, Guff has that. And for 2 of them, they were cheaper on Guff than they were on eBay. So,
oh, wow.
And that was for like airbrush stuff and all that. So,
yeah, nice.
So, yeah, I'd be hitting them up. In
No
fact,
test.
I think
no test dummy. There hasn't been any duck egg green yet. We waited for you, dude.
No, yeah, that's true. I need to paint a model with duck egg green.
You do,
but I'm saving it for a special occasion for an episode. But yeah, so I mean, I guess that's basing. We just wanted to like get people thinking about it.
It's definitely not something you should overlook on your models.
No,
because you might paint something and you'll be so happy with it, so proud of it, but as soon as you slap a base on there, it just ups that level like by heaps.
It's actually
off bases. I spend so much time on bases. I probably spend more time on bases than I do on the miniature itself, which is probably saying something. But oh man, I there's things that I've only just started doing, like the water texture. I've never done a snow base. That's a little secret there.
There you go.
But, yeah,
even I've done snow bases.
I know. I should be ashamed of myself.
You taught me everything I know.
One thing I forgot to mention when it comes to basing, your bits box is
Oh,
another
yeah.
thing which is just like so good. Like you can chop up a gun or a sword and like stick it in the dirt. You can even find like an old model that or a miniature that you're not going to use. You can have them as a casualty or something like that. Like
Mm.
yeah, yeah, Bits box is definitely something you shouldn't overlook when it comes to basing as well.
Yeah, Burnsy in the Discord just said, I need to do water texture in the pipes under Cypher. So he posted a picture before of the character
Oh,
Cypher on
yep,
a little custom base he's made, which looks
yeah,
sick. He said, like slime coming out of the pipes. First of all, that's a good thing because you can try just a tiny little bit and see how it works. You know, you're not
yeah,
basing a whole base around a new technique you're trying. So that's a great idea. It
yeah.
also reminds me of like the very first terrain you did. I believe there's a pipe with slime pouring out of it, and it looks insane. And I was like, I don't
Oh,
know. It was like
yeah,
magic.
yeah. That was a real easy one, dude. That was just there's a technical paint from Games Workshop called Nurgle's Rot, which is
Mm,
it's not. I mean, it is a water texture, I suppose, but that is like the best slime looking texture paint you can use, and
right.
yeah, and like the pot goes a pretty long way because you don't need much.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
And did you like put a pin that ran from the
yeah.
pipe
So
down
so
to
what I
keep
did
it?
was I used like a bit of wire to
Yeah.
make it run, and then I covered that in hot glue, like layers and layers of hot glue,
Ah,
and then I covered that in Nurgle's Rot, like 2 coats of Nurgle's Rot.
that's
Um,
sick.
yeah, yeah. Foggy's asked a really good question in the
Oh,
chat.
yeah. Yeah.
He said, "Can basing get in the way of gameplay?" Generally, if you can see anything on the base, like you might have a model crouching behind a rock, he's not in cover. That's just the bait. If you can see that rock, you can see that model. So, um, generally, people ignore anything on the base that may affect gameplay, as long as you haven't got stuff hanging over the edges or yeah, you're not trying to hide your model behind some cover they're running around with in front of them, like a brick wall.
Mm,
It generally doesn't get in gameplay. But I guess that is one thing too. You need to consider your basing. Will it affect gameplay? Like, so don't have like all this overgrown shit hanging off over the edges.
yeah.
You need to keep those edges pretty, you know, pretty
Yeah.
tight.
Yeah, it poses an interesting question because obviously you don't want so each model actually has a what I would call a legal base size, I suppose. So
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
you can't just grab any old model and slap it on a massive base and do heaps of cover because they've all got actual base sizes that they are supposed to come on. So
Yeah.
you have to stick with that. Now, some people like it doesn't matter if it protrudes the base a little bit, like if you've got a rock that hangs over a couple mil, no biggie. And it's interesting that if people would complain about, like, let's say leaves or anything sort of going even 1 centimeter over the edge, because there's actual models that go like 2 cent. Like if you think of a Hormigaunt, which
Yeah.
is the
True.
Tyranid bug,
The tail and
yeah,
the claws. Yeah. Yeah.
I would
That's
say
true.
almost 50% of that model is over the edge of the base.
Yeah. I
So
suppose
that's
the only
interesting.
thing that I was thinking of was would if people were trying to get into base to base contact, but you've got this stuff hanging over the edge, which is
Yeah,
pushing, them further away.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
that's
It's interesting.
yeah, yeah. I suppose it's probably something you'd have to like talk about with your opponent on the day. If you've got any models you're like not sure about, just say
Mm,
to them, "Hey, dude, this is what I've got. What do you reckon?" And they'll either say, "Yeah, it's fine."
yeah,
I think that's I'll say that most people are pretty reasonable.
yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah, like Shane said before, you can kind of go. You can really cover as much of your character as you like because people will draw a line of sight to the character or the model and ignore any terrain on the actual base. So you can have
Yeah.
them like crouch behind a wall if you like. People are just going to ignore that wall for line of sight.
Yeah.
So if that's not a big deal, height wise, it also gets interesting.
Mm.
I don't really know if there's any tournament rules to do with height
I don't
because
think so because all it does is I imagine height's mostly just a disadvantage to you,
yeah,
because
yeah,
like if your model's higher than your terrain,
yeah,
you're not in cover.
yeah.
So
Oh,
there probably is some sort of specific rule though.
yeah, yeah, that's interesting. I didn't. Yeah, okay. Can you? Sorry, Dave from the Warhammer 40k League is here. Awesome. great to have you here. Can you elaborate on what you mean by no? Are you saying there's are you saying there's no limit to how high you could make a base?
No, his nope was Shane. You're wrong. Just no.
It was his rating of the podcast episodes so far.
Yeah. Surprised he's still here, dude.
You know, my thoughts are nope.
Nope.
Because that would be some good insight that we don't have, Dave. In fact, he gave me some great feedback from our last episode. And he said, I really need to have you and Shane over to play a game of Warhammer 40k. We may have got some rules wrong, or I can't remember. So,
what?
But it's very true. We haven't played in forever.
Oh man, COVID hasn't helped.
No, we have tried to play a few TTS tabletop simulator games, but it's just we usually get through one turn and we're like, let's just do it in person.
Yeah.
But just a quick throwback to last episode, I did find out that it's actually an 8th edition thing where the Deathwatch characters can models can pick their ammo when they shoot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's
wow.
cool. It's still a little thematical. That's sick. Anyways, that's last episode. Go listen to that if you haven't.
Yep.
And while we stay tuned to get the official ruling on terrain in actual gameplay, he says there's no set rule on how models are built in competitive play per se. Okay. Cool. Obviously, you want it to look good anyways.
There's always a but.
There's always a but.
Big old but.
What I am excited to not announce, that's the wrong word because that makes it sound better than it is.
Oh,
but our giveaway for this month.
Yes. Yep.
Hey, do you want to tell them about the giveaway?
I will tell them about the giveaway.
And while I get myself a drink, is that possible?
Sure, dude. You do that.
I'll do me. You do you.
All right.
And we eagerly await some rulings.
Yeah. The TO has rules. All right. So we have put together a little Hobby Homies basing kit of all the essentials that you need to put a good base together. So everything is nice, easy to use. It consists of a basing render or a medium, so you can add some texture to your bases. A water texture, which is the liquid puddle. So it's all you do is create a little puddle with your basing medium and squirt some liquid water in there, and grass tufts for that little extra bit of life on your base, and a nice set of tweezers thrown in by Guff Werribee for you applying those grass tufts, because they can be quite finicky sometimes.
Yeah,
so,
and just to, I am back. Sorry, I always have my headphones on. I remember that with my new setup, I can actually move away from the mic and hear things. So that's nice.
Nice.
Just on that, when you said it was, we have some tweezers thrown in by Jim from Guff Werribee.
Yep.
That we didn't ask him to do that.
No.
He gets nothing for that. He probably didn't even expect us to tell people that he did that. So
no, we were just there and we're like, we're talking to ourselves, and he comes over and we said, we're putting together a next giveaway, and then he goes, all right, let's get this, and it was awesome.
And he was talking to us sort of through the options, and we're like, we want this kit to go to someone who wants to either start with something, say they've got nothing, they've got no basing materials. We want this kit to get them started, but also if someone does have basing stuff, to take theirs to the next level. So
yeah, definitely
go through options. We got the still water, and So how do you enter this competition is the question on maybe somebody's lips.
Yeah, so it's
on mine.
Oh yeah,
Chesty, I forgot you were here.
He's been
quiet.
I've
been pretty quiet this episode.
He's soaking it all the knowledge in, dude.
I am.
That's it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I suppose there are a couple of ways to enter. So,
excellent.
Everyone here today listening live gets an automatic entry. Our patrons who are either the homie or the OG homie also get an automatic entry.
Yeah.
In the giveaway. And for those who are listening to this not live and who aren't a Patreon yet, you can all you have to do is to send a photo of your bases to our Facebook messenger thing, with what you're working on, what you've done, even some bases that you're proud of that you've done in the past, and that'll get you an entry as well. So snap a photo, send it in, and your name goes in the hat for the draw at the end of the month.
And if you really want to get a couple extra entries in there, if you're willing to send through your progress pics of a base that you're going to start after hearing this episode, and you are okay with us like maybe posting them on our Facebook or whatever we choose to do with them, if you send us progress pics, we'll enter you in twice
Yeah.
to the
Yep.
comp. Not comp, giveaway. It's a giveaway. This isn't like ever going to be rated on who has the best base or anything. So yeah.
Yeah. So this
Yeah.
episode will be live by Sunday. So you'll have 2 weeks to put together something and send it
True.
all in. Yeah.
Yeah. Or like Shane said, if you've got a base that you're proud of, you've already done, snap a pic, send it through. If you
Yeah.
don't have Facebook, hobbyhomies@gmail.com,
Yep.
slap it in
You can
there.
also email us. Yep.
If you know our living addresses, you can send a carrier pigeon.
Yeah. Fox lives at number 15.
21.
Oh, 21.
Across the road from old mate.
Yeah. Yeah.
And around the corner from Dave. So yeah.
If you know where Dave lives, just go around the corner.
Yeah. I'm just
Yeah.
there. You'll see me. Yeah, so 2 weeks to enter that. That's sick.
Yeah.
If you send us a picture of something you've just found online and you try to pass it off as your own, we'll probably just ban you from life.
Yeah, we will reverse image search you, so be
Yeah,
careful.
yeah. We still need to work out the legalities of banning people from life. We're not threatening you. We're not going to kill you. It's a ban. It's just a ban.
Yeah, it's just a ban.
So yeah. One last thing on basing and how that affects gameplay. Here's a direct quote from a tournament organizer.
Oh, look
Says,
out.
so if you were playing Forge World Magnus instead of GW Magnus in a 40k comp, then you have to make sure that the 30k Magnus meets the right criteria, height and width, because the way 40k Magnus is modeled, playing 30k Magnus just as it would be considered building to advantage. Building to advantage is the thing as well. Look,
Yeah.
you know what? We'll research this more.
Yes. We're not qualified to comment at all on this.
Yeah. I mean, if you're building a base within reason, it's not going too high and it's not protruding the edges, you'll be sweet.
Yeah.
You know, it's quite obvious when you've built a base to advantage versus try to do something that looks very cool. And tournament organizers will play that by ear.
Yeah.
You don't want anyone snapping your models, so be smart, be vigilant.
Yes.
And as always, if you have any questions about like basing tips or whatever, just hit us up, jump in the Discord, message us on Facebook, and we'll do what we can. We'll let you know what worked for us, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, man. That's it.
Totes.
So, yeah, basically, as per every episode,
You said basically.
You said base.
basically that was intended. See how punny I am. Make sure you check out Facebook, fb.me/hobbyhomies. Join our Discord so you can listen to these live episodes. You can chat with everyone else who's in the Discord. YouTube, we're on YouTube as well. So make sure you jump on there, subscribe. Spotify, iTunes. If you can follow us or rate us on iTunes, that always helps. Don't forget, check out Churchy on YouTube. Smashing the Outward videos, which are just fantastic. He even dropped one like yesterday, which didn't even tell us. I jumped on the computer in the morning. I was like, 2 hours ago, huh? Yes. And
Sneaky.
oh, it was a sneaky one. Nothing gets away from me though, dude. Jump into Patreon. We have a campaign there, so you can donate as little as $1, which goes a long way to it helping us keep producing these episodes, YouTube content, other stuff. And we've got our Patreons to shout out. So, Foxy,
boys.
I'll let you take that one.
Excellent.
Shout out the
Well,
boys.
Well, first of all, I want to thank Churchy, who is our sound guy, our friend, and our patron. So thank you, Churchy.
You're welcome.
Also, Dave, who's one of our patrons. Thanks, man. We appreciate you. and the GTO player pack is out. So
Don't
that's for
cough
the
too
40
much, Dave. People will get the wrong idea.
You think you got coronavirus? Hey, Dave, I'm actually going to try and. I already told you, I'm going to try and slam over to his house tomorrow because he is just around the corner, and watch a few 40k games from the 40k league get played.
Oh,
I'll write up
nice.
some stuff so the next time we do a 40k episode, people have started playing some games, so we can do some battle reports and some fun stuff like that. I'll take some
Yeah, that'd be
photos.
sweet. Yep.
We'll get it popping in the Discord. That'd be sick. So if you're local and you're thinking about that league, 5:30 onwards, people will be over. Sick. I'm gonna bring some beers. That'll be sick. Oh man, I can't wait, dude. It's been so long. But the 40k Geelong League Facebook page, you can hit us up. Oh no. Oh, there's so much to talk about. First of all, actually, we'll do a Q&A after after all this. So,
Yeah.
guys, the episode for the Discord listeners, it's not ending yet. We're just finishing this up officially.
Yeah.
So thank you, Dave. Thank you, Final Dinosaur, our Patreon. Thank you. I've blanked. Foggy. I know his real name, so I had to think of his. Yeah, thank you, Foggy, so much, man. We appreciate all you guys. We're working on your models. The OG homies get some models painted up by us. So we've been working on those. I got a new airbrush just to work on those. I saw Shane's that he's done for one of the lads. It looks sick. One of the
Nearly
ones.
done, dude.
Oh, so good, dude.
And the one that you did?
Oh, I'm very happy with it.
Yeah.
It's the only model I've
That
finished. I've
weathering.
gone, oh, yeah. Yeah.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm working on Churchies at the moment and Dave's. So, it's sick. It's a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. Thank you guys for jumping in the Discord. That's sick.
Yeah, so good. We love it. We love doing these live episodes, and we're going to keep doing them. So,
Yeah,
the longer
sure.
you guys keep showing up, the longer we keep doing this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what we're doing next week, and then we'll jump into like Q&As and we'll chat to the Discord boys a bit.
Yeah.
So,
all right. So we'll finish this up. So next week we've got a massive one that I know you've been frothing. And honestly, dude, you must have the will of iron that you haven't cracked into this package already.
It's so incredibly unlike me. So you all know from our last Test of Honor episode that we ordered some Test of Honor miniatures straight from Nottingham, straight from the man who makes the game himself. And we've just been waiting for them. And they were going to arrive tomorrow as per the FedEx notification.
Yeah.
So I teed up Shane and I said, Shane, that's perfect because I need to like crank out these Patreon models. And I don't want to, as soon as those models arrive, I know everything else is being on standstill.
At the window.
So I was like, before I open those dudes on Friday, I need to have finished or have gotten a big chunk of the Patreon models done. The box arrived on Tuesday.
Yeah. For once, the one time you don't want something to arrive earlier than it's meant to.
It got here 2 days ago. No, wait, yesterday? Sorry?
Yeah,
yesterday.
No, yesterday's Wednesday.
Yeah, 2 days ago. And it's going to sit there until Saturday. Because I changed when we're catching up. So me and Shane are catching up Saturday. We're going to open a box of our models. We're going to spend a week just in Test of Honor.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going to be, so the next episode is going to be around our first impressions, opening the models, all that kind of stuff. I'm hoping after that, I can, he's typing now. Let me know, Dave, what games are happening, 40k games on Saturday. It's going to be a big day of hobby for me because Saturday it's going to be, we're going to film an unboxing.
Yeah.
On the Saturday with the models. There's a lot of stuff happening around it. It's going to be a big episode.
Yeah.
And then the one after that will probably be our 40k League episode.
I reckon we'll be stuck into it then. I've got Necrons, which I've just started painting up to finish off my army. I still need to finish doing my list. I actually messaged Dave the other day. I was like, wait, when did it change from 1,500 points to 150 power level?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I need to redo my list entirely. Thanks, Dave.
Which is actually probably good because it's been some time since you did the list originally. And
Yeah,
that's sick.
Yeah,
no, it's going to be a big couple of weeks.
Let's finish up the episode, man, and we'll get stuck into the questions.
Yeah, sick.
So yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. And from now on, it'll be the Discord guys chatting. So
Yeah. So I don't know if we'll play an outro now, but stick around afterwards if you just want to hear us have some banter.
We'll end
Yeah.
up doing 2 outros in the edit. That'll be this one, and then I'll put one after the question section as well. Woohoo.
nice. There's a
Sick.
little peek behind the screen there.
Little
What you
behind the
got,
scenes.
listeners?
Fourth
Yeah.
dimension,
Oh no,
You
breaking
broke
the fourth wall.
Yeah.
that's it. All right,
Sick.
Foxy, I'll let you take over the Q&A because I am going to go take a leak.
I was just about to ask you if I could go grab a drink, but you do
No,
yours first. It sounds
You
more
can
important.
wait.
Anyway, for everyone else, stay safe, hobby hard. Peace. Peace. Oh god, he's still here. Peace. Yeah, that's sick. I don't know where to start.
I don't know.
Yeah,
One
so
quick thing. I don't know if it's my end, Fox, but I'm getting like a little bit of crackle from you, but it may just be my end. So if no one else is
I
getting
thought
it,
I thought I was getting crackle from you.
yeah, I don't know. There might just be something weird with because Shane was coming through fine, but you were a bit crackly.
Interesting. Was I crackling
I'm
for anyone
crackling-
else?
Are we crackling, guys? Are we crackling? Okay, sweet. That's all good then, Harrison, because the recording will be fine because Craig doesn't
Yeah.
pick up any of that crap. It's just because
Yeah.
we all have crappy internet.
Ah, sick. That's sick. Everyone's saying no. Goodness. After all the setup I
Wicked.
did
Good.
for this, to have crackling would have killed me. What about your
That-
surprise, Foggy? You've mentioned a couple times that there's a surprise for us. But
Excellent. Awesome.
wait, Dave, what do you mean?
You mean there's crackle, Dave? You hear crackle?
Dave, you're gonna level with me right now. Are you talking crackle? He knows how to get me. He's getting under my skin. He's like, this will rustle.
Everyone else is
Give me
like, nah, man, no crackle. It's all good. Dave's just like, oh, dude.
Oh, that is sick.
Oh, I'm back just in time.
Damn, man.
That's amazing, Foggy.
Dude, those walls turned out so good.
Oh, he's done a ripper of a job, hasn't he?
Oh, Struth. That's sick. Dave. Nice.
Test on point. Oh,
Damn, man.
that's so good, Foggy, man. You're a champion.
That's sick. I love those buildings. Oh, I didn't even notice there was a smiley face. That's cool.
Oh. Where did you get the grass mat from? I know this is a Q&A for us, but I'm asking you a Q.
Yeah.
Well.
Well, that explains it then.
Yeah.
Is that a table reveal?
Oh,
Ooh,
cigar
yeah.
box battle mats. I have looked at a lot of them.
Nice.
Yeah, I need a grey one that matches all my grey bases.
I could probably make you a grey mat, dude.
Nice.
I'll just spray paint my big mouse pad with like Mechanica Standard or whatever it is.
Perfect,
Nope,
dude.
nope.
Perfect.
Don't kick Craig. Don't listen to Test Dummy. Don't kick Craig.
No, we're not
Now
going to kick Craig
recording.
just yet. We'll keep
'Cause I
we'll
need-
keep Craig around.
I need Craig's recordings to edit this all together in post.
Yeah. As much as we don't
Are you worried that one of us was going to get rid of him on Test Dummy's order? He's like, "Guys, don't listen to him."
I mean, knowing you guys. Oh, yeah.
no.
We probably should do that. All right. See you,
That's
Craig.
a good idea. Good one, Test Dummy.
No.
Now leaving.
User has left your channel.
Oh, TeamSpeak. Bruh.
Oh,
Oh, who's sending these? They've sent so many
Oh,
that.
it's Dave.
Oh, bro. Yeah. I'll be there, man. That's
He's
going to
been
be
killing
sick.
that terrain.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even actually notice that was the terrain he's been making.
Yeah.
That looks so sick. Bruh. Everyone's terrain points are. I'm glad we didn't do a terrain episode because these guys are
Oh,
like, they don't know what
Harris-
they're talking about.
Harrison's got some terrain to share, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, he does. But wait, sorry. Nice. Sorry, Burnsy. If Burnsy's still here, let me just
Yeah,
check.
he's still
You
here.
are. My boy, we did not. I could not I'm not good at cobblestone. So I found two options, which was buying a pre-made cobblestone base, which actually was super cheap. Yeah. Probably about $1.50 per base, like you said. And the other method is the old green stuff. And can you explain that, Shane? Because I think you know a bit more about the old green stuff and like,
Yeah. So
what do you call it?
so
Rolling pin?
green stuff's like a two-part that you mix together, and as soon as you mix these two parts together, the clock starts ticking and it will cure. So what you do is you mix your two parts together, you spread it out on a base, and then Green Stuff World sell these like they're basically like a rolling pin, right? If you ever remember from your mum's kitchen, the rolling pin that they'd roll the dough, but it has a texture imprinted in it. So you roll that pin over the base that you've done, and it puts that cobblestone texture onto the base.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, I made cobblestone out of Green Stuff very, very poorly. I just like would make these little balls of green stuff, and then I'd like squish them onto the base.
Mm.
And I mean, oh, it's not that bad. Like it's all right. Like you get the idea that it's cobblestone, but the rollers are just next level. Yeah.
There's like different types of cobblestone though. There's like round cobblestone. I think that'd be pretty cool to make like
or you can make like square like flagstones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there different types of rollers?
Yeah, so you buy like there's like 20 odd different rollers. Like they've got all different textures. You can get some which are like there's like look like streets, or look like sci-fi, which has got like all these sort of different like shapes, and you got to look them up. I can't even explain it. There's just that many of them.
That's cool. I guess what I was thinking was like, what if you wanted not your entire base to be cobblestone, but I guess you could just like roll some green stuff and then with a knife cut out a couple stones and rearrange them in sort of like if you wanted them like spread apart like a path.
Or
like
you could do that.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Harrison's terrain looks sick. Like it's like perfect for wargaming because it's like it's not too cluttered. It's spread out enough to give you cover.
You know what?
That's good stuff, man.
It's sick. That's Lord of the Rings terrain right there.
Oh hell yeah!
You know that's sick. You should be proud of that, dude. That's great. Okay.
Here we go.
So much stuff happening. The idea of 150 points is you make 1,500 point lists using for the unit overall, mixing it up each game if you test out different units. So you're not playing the same list. Yeah. So basically, 150 points.
Okay.
Is like a model's power level. A unit's power level includes any possible attachments or customizations you might want.
Yeah, upgrades, different weapons.
Yeah. So if you do 150 power level, then you know you can swap out or change any of those units' equipment, and you'll never break that rule, I guess.
Yeah.
And you'll still be able to always make your 1,500 points. Yeah. That's a great way of doing it because people were getting confused when you said 1,500 points, but you can take up to 2,000.
Wasn't it build a list of 2,000 and you could pick 1,500 from that?
Yeah,
that was the original idea.
People were which I thought was fine. I understood that perfectly, but some people were getting confused. So I think 150 power level is brilliant. I think that's just like a great way for other people that weren't understanding the other system. Yeah,
no, I do like that. I appreciate that, Dave. Thanks for explaining it that way. That makes it heaps easier for me to build my list.
Yeah, that's great. That takes the pressure off too, because you can kind of like, instead of having to actually, I guess, build a list and equip the items, you can just go, well, here's 150 points of Death Guard.
Yeah.
I'll sort out the weapons later, because I haven't built them yet or whatever.
Yeah, yep, that's true. Like I've got my Wraith, which I'm not sure whether I want to give them the heavy weapons or the pistols or the melee weapons.
So I've never built my Death Guard.
Man, I've still got 3 Wraiths and like 10 Immortals to build.
Yeah. I haven't finished my... In fact, that's a big deterrent for me, not playing any 40k League games, is that 2 of my 3 armies aren't finished.
Yeah, I wanted to have Blood Angels as my second army because I just bought Mephiston and started building him, but...
Yeah.
I'm not going to have enough, man.
Hey, we'll get there.
I need more fucking Intercessors. I haven't got enough.
Yeah, the thing is, you just need one army to play with while you build the others. That's why I pumped out all those NIDs the other day, because I was like, I just need something to throw on the board while I build up my other armies.
Yeah.
So I think it's good. I love, yeah. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate that. He said,
You
I'll
kn-
send you the PDF. Shoot me any questions whenever, which
So
I do
good.
constantly. So
Yeah,
good.
so good.
Uh,
I'm surprised that there are so many other Necron players in the Geelong 40k league.
yeah, man.
It's
I was
like
surprised too.
Yeah, I think is it including me? I think there's 4,
Yeah, I reckon.
and there's about 20 odd blokes I think in the league. So that's pretty big numbers
Yeah.
for Necrons.
Absolutely. I might quickly grab
Go
myself
get a
another
drink, dude.
Yeah. And I'm going to take some photo of some bases just so people get an idea of like what we were talking about when I said, this is my method. This is my rocks.
All right,
Eh,
you do that.
I'll be back.
I'm struggling.
One eternity later.
I just got a message from Clyde, which is another bot we have apparently, that said a network error has occurred.
From Clyde. Who's who the
Okay,
fuck's
Clyde.
Yeah, it's glad.
I don't know.
And I thought he'd be like, "Yeah, I agree. Craig's a dick." Like,
It's
Who's
bot v bot in here.
My question is, who's naming all these bots?
yeah,
A guy named Clyde and a guy named Craig.
True.
who's Clyde?
I've got no idea, dude. It just says Clyde, bot. An unknown network error has occurred.
Interesting. Oh, there it is.
Oh, Clyde is the one responsible for my pictures,
Ah,
I'm guessing. I didn't entrust him with this responsibility, but
I tried to send a picture before of the droid that I
did Clyde tell you it was no bueno?
don't think it. I don't know what's happened.
These are old models I did, so please have mercy on my terrible paint jobs and also lighting.
I remember
Actually,
when you
that's-
did those Dark Angels. The what are
Dude,
they called?
Harrison, I saw the Unreal 5 engine video today. Man, it is insane.
Churchy, I think I'm assuming other people can.
That was because I had my phone near my mic, I think. If I was all distorted. then.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
happened a
my
couple
bad,
times.
my
Yeah. Oh, good, Crackling. Snap,
here's Rory. Crackling.
Crackling. Snap, crackle, pop.
If you hear me talk about my space foxes, it didn't come through. Never mind. That's all. Never mind.
Yep.
Has anyone else found my drink yet?
No, I stopped looking, dude.
You're the worst.
Oh, there's your fox.
Where? Oh, damn. That was the first one I sent.
I blame Clyde.
But all those bases, so the reason I took those is because A, they were the closest to me, and B, because I reckon they would have all taken under 5 to 10 minutes per base.
Yeah.
Because I did them in batches. A droid the car.
Oh, there he is.
The
Nice,
big boy
Turkey.
himself.
Oh, finally it's come through.
Yeah, do it, Dave. That'd be sick. What was the most recent one I did? Actually, it probably was the Space Wolves ones for the. Yeah, you did. You did hear a mistake.
Roger.
That is not a droid the car. That is just a regular B1 battle droid.
Now
Come
it's
on,
sent
dude.
through twice. Great.
Oh, so you
All
get
right,
twice.
Turkey,
I don't get any.
Turkey, we've seen it, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
oi,
sorry.
settle down,
Sorry
dude.
for the spam, man.
There's 2 of them. Nice.
Now there are 2 of them.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
sick
Harrison
model.
knows what's up. That is pretty
That's
sick,
my base render. Like it just goes on, and then you like slap it with a paint, a wash, and a dry brush, and she's like laughing.
Oh, you have to click open original to actually get like the good quality version. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's sick, dude. Never mind. How do I
Oh,
delete my
so good.
photos? Oh, that's right. I forgot you're an Astra Militarum boy.
That's actually,
that's
you know
sick.
what, Dave? That's a really good example for Foggy's question before. Like,
Yeah.
when modeling may come in advantage of gameplay, because old mate's hiding behind the brick wall there, he's still targetable.
Yeah, for sure.
No, he's
In
not.
fact-
He's hiding behind the brick wall.
I can see him. I can.
No, you can't. He's behind the wall.
I don't see it. I don't see it. You know what? I've zoomed in to that photo and I can see your palm prints. So I'm going to give you a palm reading, Dave. You were going to roll.
Everyone's just quoting Star Wars now.
I'm not in the thing anymore. I'm missing out. Nice. Perfect. I'm glad this is happening. So I think it was you, Churchy. You said you really liked Rogue One. I don't know if I told you guys, but
I'm a
that's
fan
my
of
favorite.
Rogue One, yeah.
That's my favorite episode. That's my favorite Star Wars movie ever.
I liked it because it was self-contained, so they were able to just kill off characters and actually have some really significant conflict, sort of like
Yeah.
actual
Yeah,
Consequences in a way, I guess.
yeah,
or
and
like
they built up so many characters meaningfully in such a short amount of time.
yeah,
But don't get me started on Rogue One, to be honest. Okay, I'm on. It's all right. Yeah, they did. So, yeah, I heard big things. You know what?
Watch Clone Wars.
I haven't seen it either, Churchy. I'm like saving
haven't
it, but
seen it.
like, how long do I save it for? You know,
Is that the
I've watched-
animated one?
Season
I've heard
one, I
it's
think.
insanely good.
That's the animated one, yeah? Clone Wars?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Ah, goddamn, I need to watch it. What's it on? Where can I watch it?
Jyn Erso's very cute.
Is it on
Thank you.
Is it on that Disney thing?
Disney Plus.
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
on that Disney thing?
Shut up.
Sorry, it was plus too hard to remember.
I don't know, man. Like that's
All the kids and their fandangled technology.
Back in our day, it was just called Disney. It was
And he was a man.
Walt Disney Company.
true.
Hey.
Hey, there he is. The lad.
Oh, man, dude.
When you put them together, test.
Yeah, I think he said either he needs to get the glue or he's
Oh,
still got
yeah.
the glue.
I think he needs the glue still.
We should have sent him glue. That was an oversight.
True.
We've got so many glues when I get glue. Yeah, fair. You're going to have fun with that kit, dude. There's a lot of pieces.
It's definitely not the best kit for a beginner.
Yeah. I
But
can tell you.
take your
what the
time with it,
best are.
dude.
Yeah,
Take your
They're the
time
ones
with it.
that- They're the ones that I had, yeah, and then I accidentally broke one of their swords.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Um,
right.
So
You're
good.
here for the memes.
Yeah.
So I feel sorry for anyone listening, like who was like, "Oh yeah, I'll listen to the banter with the Discord boys," and we're just laughing and going, "Yeah,
Yeah.
so true." Test.
That's it. You got to join the live chat. You got to hang around.
Yeah, jump
Yeah,
in the
join the live
Discord.
chat, jump in the hobby
Yeah.
lobby, and that's where the memes are at.
Yeah,
That's it.
And Test is just like I said before, just on fire tonight.
yeah.
Killer.
All the rocks is sand from Bell's Beach. That's sick, dude. Hey,
Oh man.
hold on. Are they I can't
The Elder?
see.
They look like Elder.
Well, the guns
Guardians?
are definitely shuriken, whatever they are. Shuriken cannons. They're called shuriken cannons, shuriken blasters. The shuriken.
But they're
Definitely
not
shuriken.
they're not the resin guardians. They're something else, aren't they?
Are they is that the new kit, the Black Guardians, or is that what they're called? Jesus.
Wow, dude.
I mean, because they're black.
They look pretty cool.
They're just
Oh,
Guardians.
The Guardians.
Okay.
What are the resin ones called? The ones I was
Black-
looking at the other day.
Black Guardians.
Like, it must be. the
Wait,
Black
no.
Guardians.
Aren't they just Guardians?
They're just
I don't
Guardians.
know.
Which
I don't know,
wait,
man. I don't know.
These guys.
Aren't they all just Guardians?
Oi,
Rangers. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Oh,
It all
makes
Rangers.
sense now.
I went on the Games Workshop website the other day, right? And it won't even fucking let me in. It says, "Sorry, we're not taking orders at this time."
I thought they were.
No,
Yeah,
that's the
but
Media Games Workshop,
Or
dude.
for today or something like that. It said,
Okay.
but I'm in it now, so I don't know what was up with that.
Is he riding a pig?
I thought there was this whole thing the other day about how they're opening up orders again and blah blah blah.
Yeah, but it must have maxed out for today. I think today might have been the first day that people could actually do it.
Okay, yeah.
That
Um,
model is insane.
thank goodness they don't do Afterpay or Rip Pay
Yeah.
or anything like that.
God damn, dude.
You know, it's funny. I sent you sometimes I do this when I really feel like I need a new army. I put every army into the same name picker, which is like a big spinning wheel we do for our giveaways. And I'll take a video of me revealing it. And I'll be like, Shane, whatever this lands on, that's the next army I'm buying. And I think it's fun
Renegade Knights, and you're like, oh no, I'm not doing that.
Hey, I've got a question for Fox.
Yeah.
Fox, right at
Yeah.
the beginning of these podcasts, I think like episode 1 or 2, maybe, you
Sorry, I haven't started another one.
You said yeah, so you haven't started any new armies? You've held to that?
I've held to actually, yes, that's correct. I've held to my Death Guard and I've held to my Tyranids and Space Foxes. However, I do have Death Guard, but I haven't started that arm. There's a reason none of them are built. I bought them because they were a sweet deal, but I haven't built them yet. So
Yeah.
I haven't started that army. Although I did preemptively.
How many new armies have you bought?
That don't count? Oh, I have all of them. I have all of them. It was funny after that day, Shane, where I sent you the thing and it landed on Renegade Knights. And I was like,
yeah.
No, I'm not doing that. Did I spin another one? Yeah, I did.
It was Genestealer Colts.
No. I spent one before that. I was like, are you kidding? Another Primaris Space Marine army? I don't think so.
Oh, yeah. What was it? Was it just Ultramarines or something like that?
It might have been Iron Hands. It was just something.
Oh, yeah. But you're like, another Space Marine army?
I don't think so.
So you did 2 mulligans on that, like, whatever this lands, I'll pick it. You're like, nope, spin again. Nope, spin again.
And it landed on Genestealer Colts, which it always does.
Yeah.
Like the last time I did this spinning wheel thing, the first thing it did was Genestealer Colts. But I was like, you know what? I don't have the effort, time, money for a GSC army. So I messaged Guff and I was like, what Renegade Knights can you get in?
But like one night, dude, isn't that like 1,000 points?
Nah, so I can get one night, and yeah, it's about between 400 and 500 points.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I figured it like 3 knights and 1 war dog is an army. And I was like, with
What's
my
a war dog?
airbrush, it's like, the little armigers?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the chaos version of those. So,
nice.
yeah, I was like, damn, that'd be sick. But yeah, anyway, that's Future Fox's issue. I've already got enough armies at the moment, apparently.
Yeah.
That's what my conscience and thanks, dude. That's awesome.
Oh, champion. Thanks, man.
That's awesome, dude. I'm so keen that the 40K League is kicking off again. Because we need some Warhammer in our lives.
Yeah, it's been too long.
9th edition.
It's pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Before 8.5 edition.
Yeah.
We'll probably even be able to get some studio apps happening again soon.
True.
Yeah. Whenever you're ready, dude, we'll crack into it.
Yeah, man, that'd be sick. Yeah, I just realized we're allowed.
Yeah, I know. It's bizarre, isn't it? After spending so long, like, oh no.
Yeah,
and then now it's like, yeah.
It's like when you turn 18, you're like, am I actually allowed to just go and buy beer? Are you sure?
Yeah, it's exactly the same feeling. That's a great analogy.
Thank you. It's the only thing I can do in this world.
Human, you did not hear the F word in this podcast, and you never will.
Well, I mean, about a fortnight from now is when we're doing the
Jesus Christ
40K League episode.
I don't have like armies or anything really. I've just got a little few bits and pieces that I've basically scabbed off Shane and Fox. And, I'll probably end up playing some Kill Team eventually, I think.
Yeah, I reckon Kill Team's up your alley.
Do you reckon? More of a hobby guy? You're more of a hobbyist than a player?
I'm more of a hobbyist. Like, I definitely more enjoy just like painting things, and not that I do it very often because but it's I'm more of a painter, I guess.
Sayonara, Foggy. Arigato gozaimasu.
Oh, that's what he said.
Yeah.
Later, Foggy. Thanks for tuning in.
But I'm keen to swing over and bring some beers tomorrow, Dave. So I'll see you then. That'll be sick. Oh, now I don't know if Test Dummy's leaving as well.
I think you're saying goodbye to Foggy.
Okay.
Is he though?
If you're leaving, Test Dummy, we'll miss you. If you're staying, hey, dude, what's up? Yeah, dude, what's cracking? Also, Dave, how many people are going to be there? I'm thinking I might bring some beverages for the lads. Is it 4? So, like, you okay? So
Are you
I'm
guys
just
Fox and Shane for the 40k league?
Yo.
And that, are you guys gonna like record some footage and do any like battle report stuff or anything in that kind of vein?
great question. So I think Saturday when we do the unboxing for the Test of Honor stuff will be our first little dabble in video recording and whatnot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
And
yeah,
if
cool.
that is relatively, it's going to be a lot of work. But if it's pretty good and we're happy with it, yeah, I could see us doing that. For
Yeah,
sure.
definitely.
This started before the podcast was even a thought. The first thing we wanted to do was battle reports.
Yeah, we talked about it for a while, but just nothing came of it. Like,
The biggest
we-
barrier
we-
was always painted armies, to be honest.
yeah, definitely. And like, I was like, oh, I haven't got enough good terrain. Like,
Yeah.
you see these battle reports online, and they're just, but because they're done by like hobby shops, right? They're just phenomenal. Like, the
Yeah.
tables are kitted out with thousands of dollars worth of terrain plus the models. You know, so we're like, oh, we're gonna have like, you may as well be using like fucking aquarium rocks and trash on the table with terrain.
Yeah. And we appreciate that, Test Dummy. I
thanks, man.
I think I enjoyed this more than I would have pure battle reports / YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
There's a lot less, not a lot less involved. It's just a different type of involvement, I think, for this than there is like video editing and. Actually, no, there's
Oh,
probably
man.
way more in battle reports, like the expectation to have painted armies and terrain and like probably a frame above your table to hold the camera in and
yeah. But
So
it's
this-
stuff
this
that we
is great.
want to do. We definitely want to do it.
Yeah. This will be at a much better pace, I think.
Yeah.
Someone's spamming me, but I thought it was like. Oh, okay, never mind.
It's the
My
wife.
friend. No, my mate sent me a bunch of Discord users, and I was like, "What is he? What is this?" It's like 80 people. Nah, that's a lie. It's like 40. And he was like, "That's all the people in a WoW raid at the moment, and I'm trying to talk to one of the guys."
Wow.
That sounds terrible.
Well, boys, my nuclear holocaust fund is full to the brim.
yeah,
I can't
Same,
fit
to
any
be
more
honest.
caps in
Oh,
there.
actually, I could probably fit a few more in mine.
Oh, maybe
I-
like 3 more.
I used the cup holder to put all my bottle caps in, so I just grabbed a second one. Problem solved. Oh, Blood Angels v Tau and GSE versus Nurgle Demons.
No, dude, blood angles.
Blood Angles. That's where like you get like in
Fox
Quentin
is just like,
Tarantino.
oh, what's that army? I'll have to get that one.
Yeah.
Okay, it's funny you say that because if you look at these armies here, I've said to Shane a few times I want Blood Angels. I had some Tau, which I gave to my brother. I have some GSC, and I have Nurgle Demons, but I have Nurgle Death Guard. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty close.
Yeah, pretty close.
In fact,
Have you
there's
had
been-
one of everything?
of every army?
Yeah.
Okay, no, because of all the
It sounds like
Um,
I'd like to have.
yeah, because of all the different chapters.
Oh,
No.
yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah,
if I
yeah,
g-
that's
If I go down the list and I go Adeptus Sororitas, no, straight off the bat, never had an interest in the sisters.
Yeah, but dude, that's like saying like you've got one of each hive fleet of Tyranids or one of each dynasty of Necrons. It's It's just Space Marines, dude.
They got their own books. Adeptus Custodes, yes, I've had that. I have that. Adeptus Mechanicus, yes. Astra Militarum, yes. Black Templars, let's ignore all the. Although I have had Death Watch, Grey Knights, Inquisition. Yeah, if you count the Sisters. No, they've got their own thing. Sisters of Silence, Space Marines, Space Wolves, Chaos Space Marines, no, but Death Guard and Thousand Suns, yes. Drakari, Genestealer Cults, Harlequins, Necrons, Tau, Tyranids. Yep, fair few, to be honest.
More than you thought, yeah?
Yeah. All those names I read were ones that I've either had a model or many models from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a few. But like some of them, like Necrons and stuff, are just one squad. I go, you know what? I didn't really enjoy painting those, so I probably won't do 200 of them. So
True.
not proper armies. No. But yeah, despite how little I know about the rules for playing the game, I have a few codexes I've looked through. Wow,
Wow.
that's adorable.
That is, you know what? That's
commitment.
That is commitment. That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pure restraint.
Yeah. Legit. It's funny because the day that Dave said he had T-Suns was the day, or it was like 3 days after I'd sent you a thing like, hey, only 3-star collecting boxes and I can have 1,500 points of Thousand Suns. Which I actually have had Thousand Suns before. We played a game with them, I think.
Yeah, dude.
That was back in 7th, yeah.
Yeah, yep.
Because they could do all these crazy things with their psychic powers, like literally change. Like one of them was like, I could change. I can't remember what I did, but I was like changing the earth. It was like I was changing the geometry, or I don't know. It was cool.
Had something, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, they had so many different psychic powers because I had yeah, that was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually sold my Scions too, Churchy.
He
And
did
now-
indeed.
Now I've only got the Taurox Primes.
It's funny,
Oh.
right? Because I bought Scions off you, and then you got more.
Yeah,
But I sold your Scions to someone
Ch-
after painting about 6 of them,
yeah.
which I kind of wish I hadn't sold them now.
Oh, you and me both. Because then I could have sold more to Churchy. He would have had an army by now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Scions look sick.
yeah. They're cool models. Yeah. Me when I hit Craig.
I mean, that's what I did when I heard how fucking loud he was.
Yeah, true.
Now recording.
We don't even know if this is going to record because he says error again.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Lucky dip.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Well, 50-50 chance, I guess.
true.
I
He either is or he isn't.
50-50. That's what my bro used to say whenever we would play 40k, and I would. He's like, what do I need to like hit this guy? I'm like,
Fives.
fives. He's like, yeah, 50-50. I was like, no, dude, you don't understand. Even things that weren't percentages, he'll be like, how many dudes before I fail morale? I was like, oh, if they kill 3 of them. He's like, oh, yeah, 50-50. Like, that's a squad of 20 guys, dude.
But you know what, though? He's kind of right because it's either they hit or they miss.
Yeah, exactly.
So
He was like,
50-50.
what's my leadership? 7. That's 50-50.
50-50.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I guess so.
Yeah.
It's a saying that's carried on into all of our games now.
Oh, yeah.
And life in general.
Every roll is 50-50.
Yeah. It's like, hey, man, how was work today? Yeah, 50-50.
Yeah. True.
Oh, Churchy, shots fired.
Got that.
Cop it on the chin. Yeah. Well, I think I got to get into some bases.
Yeah, dude. I need to finish my Blood Angels.
Yeah.
I got one of
on the-
those easy to build. What do you call them? Fucking easy to build dreadnoughts or something.
Oh, really? When'd you get that?
Yeah. Oh man, I had it for ages. You know when they had that like weekly conquest subscription thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it from that. It was like two 2 weeks, so $40. I think it's worth like 55. So stonks.
Stonks. 1 sec. I found my
Stonks.
drink. BRB.
All right,
It's on the other side of the room.
classic. But yeah, it was pretty good value. I got a lot of stuff for cheap, and sold a lot of it for less than cheap. So didn't win, but kept a few things. Got a few characters I need to paint and build.
I like our new. I don't know if it's our new rule, but it's certainly my new rule.
What's
Don't
that?
sell anything.
Yeah.
I made that just before I sold those things to Churchy.
Did you?
Made what?
My little personal rule where it was like, I don't sell anything now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I made that just before I sold you those things. But
Yeah, sounds about right.
yeah, because so many times, I mean, Shane just said it before, like so many times you'll sell something because you're like, I can't see myself ever doing a full army. And then in like 6 months, you're like, I'm really digging Thousand Suns.
Yeah. It's just that new army, dude. It's just so appealing.
Yeah. So like eventually I'll get to the point where I have one of everything and then I'll just be like, actually, no, yeah, I have that.
Well, see, I'm in the interesting territory where I was completely out of the hobby again and just wasn't doing
Yeah.
anything, and had sold all my stuff, and like Shane had helped me sell it off. And then you guys
Yeah.
started the podcast, and now here I am, like starting to paint stuff.
Yeah.
again. So yeah,
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
yeah, it's good.
It's good to have more hobby homies, to be honest.
That's it.
Like, yeah. I could have my wife on. She's just in the other room, but I don't want her to know how much hobby I buy. So it's probably safe I keep her. She thinks I'm just in here playing video games, to be honest. She doesn't even know I have a podcast.
Oh no.
She's like, where's all this money keep going? What are you paying these people for? Video games. It's a subscription.
That's it. I nearly slipped up last time I spoke to her.
What'd you say? Oh, yeah, you got us both in trouble.
Yeah.
I can't remember what you said, but I just remember both of our girlfriends and wives being like, what?
Yeah. I don't know what I said.
I think, I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember. But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
well.
Fox, how's that $2,000 Warhammer army going?
Oh, good, Shane. Yeah, it's good. I do like to buy things for my wife, including a $2,000 puppy dog. So yeah, it's good. No, I
I
didn't end up
guess
calling
it
the
all
puppy dog.
works out in the end.
Didn't end up calling the dog Warhammer like I thought I was. But yeah, that's good. That's good. Anyway, Shane, I guess you got to hit the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Good reenactment.
Thank you. That was 50-50. Yeah. What are you doing tomorrow night, Shane? You should stroll. Wait, that'll breach the 5-person. Sorry, mate, you're not invited. I've already got
Oh.
too many at Dave's.
Actually, you know what? It's 4 people and Dave, which is 5. So you're actually breaching the rules.
No, Dave lives there. He's allowed to have 5 guests. You're
Oh.
the bad guy.
Fuck. Can I watch through the window from the outside?
So, hey, Dave, I actually went and bought a wet pallet. In fact, both me and Shane bought a wet pallet.
We did.
So you can send my wife a message and tell her that I bought a wet pallet if you want to get back at me. Burnsy, the lad is still here. One of our newer Discord members. So thanks for just supporting us, Burnsy. We appreciate you tuning
True
in.
that.
Sorry we weren't more help on the cobblestone and basing stuff.
Oh, dude. He was asking like all about the basing stuff, and we were like, "Yeah, we'll tell you this podcast," and we didn't even touch on it once.
No, we like. I really couldn't find much outside of what one Reddit user said about. Toodles,
All right,
Harrison.
Harrison, thanks for tuning in, man.
We'll
Catch you
just be
next
here
time.
until everyone dwindles out, and gets sick of us.
Yeah.
2 a.m.
Yeah. And some guy said he had a press or something that he used on the green stuff, and I was like, I'll ask Shane about that because, like, yeah.
True.
Gun Go OG style. I love your stuff. Oh, thanks, Birdsy. We appreciate you. Hey, we don't want anyone to think
champion. Thanks,
they
man.
have to Patreon, like
No.
just listening, tuning in and stuff. But that Patreon's going to let us do some really cool stuff that we've got in the works.
Yeah.
It's going to like free us up to be able to do like some cool video content like this unboxing and stuff that we're going to play around with. So it does help, but we appreciate you no matter what.
Yeah, man. Thanks heaps.
Oh, even your love hearts, duck egg, keep us going, keep us fueled.
Yeah.
50-50 anyways.
Oh, Hearn's Hobbies. They're in the city just below Flinders Street Station. I think they do a lot of railroad stuff.
You're either going to find cobblestone or you're not. It's 50-50.
True.
Yeah, exactly.
The page isn't loading for me.
Dave, thanks, man. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll have a chat tomorrow about. I reckon we could get some sick stuff going for our 40K episode in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, Dave. I'll be there tomorrow night as well, watching from the window. So keep the blinds open.
Excellent. If Shane comes, he can bring the beers.
I've nearly finished them. I need to buy another slab.
Yeah. I like the idea of just strolling around the corner to Dave's. Like I walk past where his house is to get my coffee in the morning. Tess is some sort of gift master.
Oh, isn't he? Champion.
Oh man, this Captain Morgan did not last as long as I thought it would.
And you said that was cheaper than buying a slab, dude.
Yeah, I actually bought a Sailor Jerry's, which is like my creme de la creme.
Ooh.
And I realized I had half a bottle of Captain Morgan still here, so I was like, "Oh, I'm not going to open a new bottle." But yeah, I find this is much easier to destroy myself on than beers.
Yeah.
Because like you drink 10 beers, you feel like you've eaten a meal.
Yeah,
Whereas
true.
this,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah. Yeah, please do, dude. Burnsy, hit us up when you have anything.
Yeah, dude.
And we definitely have to play a game. That would be sweet. Have a better chance of catching anthrax than COVID. I mean, I've got some anthrax in the cupboard, so we could hit that.
Dude, you have anthrax in your cupboard?
Yeah, dude, it's a long story. We'll save that for next episode.
He thought it was an army.
Yeah, I thought it was a new Warhammer army, so I just bought all of it. Bought about $2,000 worth.
50-50 chance.
Yeah, it's 50-50 an army or anthrax.
Does that say army or anthrax? Or is anthrax a new army? Yeah, 50-50.
I thought it was a big purple anthrax.
Human said only 10 beers. I was just giving an example, my dude.
It's actually like 11 beers.
Yeah, I'm pretty reckless. I don't just settle at 10. I go well into double digits. Sometimes there's 11, 12. I mean, on a weekend, could be 13.
Oh, crazy.
Spread over the whole weekend, of course, because I'm not insane.
True.
Do you have Captain Morgan and Sailor Jerry's like spiced rum in Belgium? Those brands, or I know testers all over it. Yeah. it's a game changer. I usually get Coke no sugar and then slap this stuff in it and it tastes better
pretty
than normal
amazing.
Coke. Yeah.
True.
It's actually
Rum and Coke's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got so much spirits in my cupboard in the kitchen, but I just don't drink it. I just drink beer. Like, I mean, I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, but I don't drink it by myself.
Yeah,
I have a
But like with beers, I'll have like every now and then.
yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
I have a shitload of spirits on a like little trolley thing from when I was into making cocktails and stuff, and when I was
Yeah.
briefly doing bartending and stuff. So I've got this like just trolley full of all kinds of random spirits,
Yeah.
but now I just don't even touch them.
Nah, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's like the effort into like making the drink or like you have to have soft drink on hand, which I don't always do.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
true. The soft drink is the biggest thing. Alcohol, plenty of, but soft drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Rory, yes. I don't
Next
know.
lane. Yeah,
Yes.
dude.
Yes.
Yeah. I got like if I went downstairs and count, I probably got like 6 or 7 bottles of spirits in my cupboard just that I have not drank.
Rory, you've got some Age of Sigma stuff, no? Does he?
He does.
That's big.
He bought
Painted too.
Yeah, he
I
bought the
recall.
Stormcast and Corn box when that was out before Nighthaunt came out.
Oh, so that was Age of Sigma first edition?
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
yeah,
sick.
and he painted
fact-
up like pretty much all of his Stormcast.
Yeah, and I remember playing a game against him, I think, and he had those guys with wings that could throw the hammers.
Yeah,
And I was like, that's ridiculous. Yeah, they look sick, Rory.
needs to get back into it.
I want to see those models again. Slap
Nice.
some pics in here when you get a chance next.
Yeah,
True.
they look sick. Hey,
I was just about to ask Foggy a question, but now I remember he left.
He left ages ago. He was the first one to go.
True. It's the competition. We're actually doing a giveaway to whoever survives here the longest.
True.
What time is it in Belgium? Human? On it. Straight on it.
Whoa.
Wow. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Hey. Yeah, that's true. You'll outlast us. It's 9 p.m. here, which means we've crossed the 2 hours of Discord.
Oh no.
Are we
I
still,
hope this
are we
episode doesn't go that long because we haven't got that much upload left.
No, we don't. I saw that the other day. It was getting in the red. It was like
Yeah.
you can upload X amount of whatever it is left. I'm like, that seems a little low.
Yeah. Nah, I think it renews in like 2 days, so we'll have a full bandwidth again.
Oh, we can go ham. What's the password for our Hobby Homies account? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not gonna not gonna say it, dude.
Wet palette?
Tried
Was that?
password?
Yeah, Wet Palette 007.
That's cool.
Yeah.
My favorite thing to do on this thing is go to listener locations and see what abstract locations we have. But it's kind of ruined now because I know all the people from those weird European locations. In fact, actually, no, there was a weird one that popped up the other day, and I want to know if. Where is it? 1 second. So someone listened to our last episode, and here is the weirdest location we have. Let's have a look.
We've had 0 listens from Africa.
Disappointing.
Is the thing.
We probably need to be more.
African.
Whoa, Jesus, dude. I was going to say better. Göteborg from Västra Götaland.
That sounds something like Danish. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We've actually
know
had
where that is.
18 listens from that joint.
Yeah, legit.
They like listening to our whole catalog, dude.
Wow. So if you
Human, you'll know where that joint is, surely.
Göteborg
Let's copy and paste it in case we're pronouncing it completely wrong.
from Götaland. No
Wait,
way.
I wasn't listening. Where
Is
is
it
this
Gotaland?
place?
I've heard Gotaland. I think that's like a well-known or a big city, or
I doubt
it's
it.
Swedish.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like the biggest part of an island in Sweden. Goodness. There you go. There you go. Anyways, that's neither here nor there.
No.
Dude, I'm so excited about Test of Honor. Oh, I stare at the box. Today I was like, you know what? Shane wouldn't even know if I cut this open, looked inside, and then resealed it. I was like,
yeah,
he wouldn't
true.
even know, dude. And you know what? You know what I thought immediately after that? He already thinks I've done that.
I'm actually really proud of you, dude, that you haven't done it already.
It's so unlike me, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I have the worst. I'm just a millennial at heart. Like, I want it now. You know, if I want to buy something, I just like, look, if I don't have money, that's fine. Afterpay, zip pay, whatever. I'll sell a liver if I have to. I just need it now.
Yeah.
In a week's time, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I guess I wish I hadn't bought it, but whatever. But yeah, dude, that box is just sitting there taunting.
Is it still at work or did you bring it home?
Nah, still at work.
You got to bring it home tomorrow, though, dude.
Yeah, I will. Don't you worry. I will bring it home. If I forget, I'll just go into work on Saturday and grab it.
Oh, yeah.
I've got the master key.
Oh, big. We got keys for our work. Like, we have City West water locks for like all like reserves and that,
Oh,
so we can get in. And
Your master key's a bit bigger than mine, then.
I've been asking for these keys for like as long as I've been a supervisor, and just recently my boss has changed, and I asked him on Monday, and I had the key by Wednesday.
Wow.
So the guy before him, I waited fucking like 2 years for,
Yeah.
and then this guy is in there for like 2 minutes. He's like, "Oh yeah, here's that key you asked me for 2 days ago."
Damn.
sorry, it took so long to get it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if either of our Belgian boys have listened to our last episode. But would they be showing up as Clichy, Isle de France, or
Nah,
Stockholm?
I asked about that last episode. Remember?
Did you?
Yeah, I
ask where they were from?
shouted at that guy, but never heard anything. I don't know where they'd come up because remember we said
Brussels?
something and Phone Dinosaur was like, "Oh, that's me. I have a VPN."
Yeah, I can't remember.
Remember that?
Nah, brain's cooked.
Oh yeah, cooked.
I'm still on Ep 2. Hey, man. Thanks for listening to any of our episodes, to be honest. All
Sure.
y'all.
True.
Legends. I probably have to bounce.
Yeah, it's getting to that time.
It's about that time. I was just about to say that I was going to head off. guys are bouncing as well.
when the sound guy wants to go, it's time to go. Duck Egg Green. All right. Pet Dummy.
yeah, I got you.
This episode is brought to you by Duck Egg Green.
Duck Egg Green!
Classic.
Are you all here?
Oh,
This has been the Hobby Homies podcast with Fox and Shane.
Hang on.
nice.
Oh. You can't really hear it because I got the new microphone. It's not picking up the rattle.
So gross.
It
I
sounds
told
wet.
it-
It sounds wet, dude.
That's the beauty of Duck Egg Green. It's already
Oh,
It's
it
already
is
wa-
Duck Egg Green.
yeah,
It's ready.
it's ready to go. Exactly.
Yeah. That's Dummy loves it.
All right, homies.
lads. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Love y'all. Stay safe. Hobby hard.
All right. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.
Oh wait, how do we end this?
Oh, yeah. We have to.
Just make Craig leave and we all pop out of the gym.
Good question. What if I do this? I go permissions, and I find that lady paper
Drag.
No, I don't want to do that. That
I
feels
just
rude.
have, I think I just have to kick him out.
No. I'll leave.
Alright. 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 Alright.